You can't even see the hill behind camp right now. This is in thick. 2020's been a strange year for everybody, us at Carnivore included. We had planned on bringing you 3 hunts from outside of the United States, but of course Chinese lung aids made sure that that was not going to happen. So what do? Well, we decided to look deep within ourselves and turn to an area of the country that's always held an allure for Americans ever since the opening of the frontier. The American West, with its wide open spaces, rugged mountains, clear mountain streams, bright sunshine and blue skies, well, that touches a nerve in pretty much everybody, certainly in our crew. So we decided to go and take advantage of its vast expanse of public lands and over-the-counter tags. This is the classic American road trip. This being the classic American road trip, it's a kind of a low percentage hunt. In fact, the area we're going to in Colorado, there's only about an 11% chance of punching a tag there based on previous experience. However, we're going to hunt hard. We're going to go high and we're going to burn a lot of calories to get away from the crowds. We hope that'll increase our odds and we hope you'll join us for this adventure. Let's hit the road. We have delicious American cheese product singles.
Yes.
Not cheese, but cheese product. Some turkey breast, bacon, and some more cheese product. It's absolutely nothing a healthy boy could want.
There's so much sign everywhere.
Yeah. Especially, there's a ton on that side. And when you see that little stream that's on the far side, over there are that many crossing points that are, where there's a steep bank and there's a lot of stuff being displaced where they go down in order to get a drink. There's a ton of tracks over there too.
How wide?
Wide enough that you're going to get your feet wet when you try and cross it.
How deep?
To the top of your boots.
Yeah, okay.
How do I know this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's changing right now just because the weather's changing so much. But I've got a feeling that, there's certainly going to be easy to spot tomorrow. And if we can pick up some fresh, even if we don't get them when they're crossing the trail, then we'll be able to pick up fresh sign and we can follow that track up. We heard a bull this morning bugling just at first light, so we're just making it quiet, as quiet as we can, approach through the woods, see if we can't find him. If we can, great. If not, well, hopefully he'll be there tomorrow. Our plan for day one was to drop down from our mountaintop campsite to the back of the hill. Because this area was difficult to get to, we were pretty sure we'd have it to ourselves. We've got good trails coming up for the water source, which is in a park-like area down below us, about 700 yards away. So any of these trails, we could intercept an elk coming up to a bedding area on right now. It's all a matter of luck. Well, there was one here once. The tougher the terrain, the further you'll get from the crowds. Although we sweated lots and burned a ton of calories, the views were definitely worth the effort.
We're in an epic place. Huh? We're in an epic place.
Yeah. One of the gullies we climbed was loose and treacherous with a long drop to the bottom, but it allowed us to get into an area we were confident had a lot of promise for the next few days.
So Tuesday at 8 a.m., 17 degrees.
It's just changed over to snow.
Yeah, 32.
Yeah.
And that's as warm as it's gonna get today.
On checking the weather forecast, we found the outlook was changing from sun to rain to wind and snow. Fun times.
I mean, we probably need to go. Let's go, I guess, go back and break.
Yeah, you can't even see the hill behind camp right now. This is in thick. Yesterday we took the decision to come off the hill, and as you can see, I really don't regret that decision one minute, because could you imagine trying to get down that gully in these sort of conditions with snow and ice on the ground? We probably would have lost a dude. However, the snow's coming down now for about 9 hours straight, and tomorrow morning it looks like it's going to be clear, so we're going to go back up the hill and see if we can't spot any animals moving, because with a few inches of snow on the deck, movement's going to be really easy to spot. So here we go. Nothing to do but to build a fire visible from low Earth orbit and perhaps drink some whiskey. Right, nice. The weather put the kibosh on our hunting plans for the day, but a little hardship is one of the surest ways to make friendships that last a lifetime. Sometimes, the best parts of hunting don't involve pulling triggers.
We eat all our bread. The bacon came back alive. Hot coffee.
With snow falling steadily into the night, everybody was excited to see what the next morning would bring, and potentially the chance to track a bull. Okay, we've only got a couple of days left of our second rifle season hunt in Colorado for bull elk, and really the weather's been doing us no favors. It started off in the 60s, which kept the elk way high on the mountains, and then the snowstorm hit, which we were hoping that would drive them down, and it probably did for a couple of days, but then the weather turned nice again, or at least 40s during the day, and then probably in the teens at night. So anyway, I've got 2 days left. We're going to push pretty hard. We're going to hunt the side of this mountain behind me this morning, and then this afternoon we're going to try and hunt a different mountain. But really, there's no place I would rather be than here. It's beautiful, it's spectacular. There's very, very few people out right now, and we've got the place to ourselves. While Forrest and I worked one mountainside, Jordan headed off on his own to a spot we all thought had some real potential.
2 days ago, we came up with a pretty good plan where we felt the elk were moving, picked up fresh tracks, followed them for about 2 or 3 hours. Once I got to the top of the mountain, the bull and I came kind of face to face at about 100 yards. I was able to put 3 in them quickly, and he ran about 100 yards.
While I wasn't the one who connected with the bull, it's just as exciting and rewarding when one of your tribe does. Then, the hard work of breaking down the animal and packing it off the mountain begins. After a successful week in Colorado, it was time to hit the road to Montana, get cleaned up a bit, and replenish our supplies. Well, we made it to Montana, and we're going to be basing ourselves out of the little town of Big Timber. We're heading up in the crazy mountains in a moment where we're going to see if we can get ourselves an elk. A cow elk this time, no horns, purely a meat hunt, and we also have doe tags for whitetails in our pockets as well. So stick with us. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. We've never hunted this area of Montana before, so we're doing a little bit of scouting. The season's already opened. So there's guys out hunting right now, and we're just trying to find a spot just to park up, put up our tents, and then hunt out of them. For anybody who's thinking about coming out west, you know, this is a problem that everybody has because the place is so vast. So you pretty much just have to grin and bear it, and if you don't find something one year, then at least you've got information to make a decision on for the next one. So don't get discouraged. With the clock ticking and no sign of a cow elk, we decided to try our luck with putting a white-tailed doe in the freezer. After spotting a group of flat tops, we put a stalk on them, only to be busted at the last second. Well, part of our extended grocery getting over the past couple of weeks is going to be punching a couple of doe tags. There's an abundance of white-tailed does in Montana, so we just knock this one down, taps it, do the needful, get her in the cooler on ice, and then get some processing done. Well, it's time for us to wrap up and head home. We've got a couple of animals in the coolers, but more importantly, we've created a bunch of memories with good friends, and even introduced a new guy to the joys of coming out here in the West and hunting at public lands. I hope it's given you some ideas for a road trip of your own, and maybe you too can come out here and enjoy this magnificent part of American heritage. Till next time.